Good morning. Wow, I am off today for a test drive in a Renault Zoe. Almost forgot the name. A Renault Zoe. So I'm having it for the day. I'm going to pick up at 9:15, so I'm probably going to be late. And yeah, 9:15. Renault Zoe, the I dynamic. Probably how you say dynamic. I think it is, or dynamique or something, however they say it. Anyway, there's that version. So that's the 40 kilowatt hour version with quick charge, which I don't think I'm able to even try that today. So they offer deals, finance deals on that, 0% interest and over 5 years. So anyway, I'm gonna have a look at that and try it for the day, and let's just see how we get on. I don't really approve of 8-hour tests, because what do you learn over that 8 hours? You learn something, but you're not living with it, are you? And they've only got one, so they can't give me it for something like a lifestyle demo or something they call it, Renault do, where you can try it for 3 days or 5 days. So I haven't got that option, so it's just going to be literally get in it and try it for the day. As someone I know who just blanked me, didn't see me really. That's what I tell myself anyway. Right, I'll let you know once I get there. So we are at Renault Gloucester. Okay, I am now driving the Renault Zoe. What a disaster! Right, not the car. It's not fully charged. It's 33% charged. It wasn't charged overnight. So this test is going to be quite difficult to do. Yeah. I don't know what to say. It should have been charged overnight. It wasn't. They're saying it's out on loan a lot, but as I said, it needs to be charged up, and it needs to be 100% when a customer comes to pick it up. It needs to be 100%. So that's the first problem, which is not, I said to them, it's not surprising, because every dealership, Nissan, Renault, they just seem to really struggle with electric cars, understanding it's really vital that if you want to convince people to get an electric car, well, at least make the job really easy, not more difficult, as in charge it 100%. This thing should do 150 miles, no issue at all. Yeah, okay. Anyway, the actual car, really nice, and I'll show you around it more in a minute. I just need to get to grips with it and get back to work, but I'll show you it. So it's 932 miles. It says 49 miles available, and it's 33%. So let's just keep an eye on that for now, and hopefully I get a full charge. So the on-board computer is, yeah, it's got loads and loads of options. The display up here is a really nice display on the dash. It's got multiple display options. I think it's got 3 of them, and I'll run through a bit more depth, but this gives you a heads up of how you're performing and over what distance and things like that. It's pretty neat. The controls here are pretty tacky and plasticky, not brilliant to touch, but they perform. I can't see how you can really turn off the system. It's always blowing air. I'll find that out at some point. If you press auto in the centre there, it makes it automatic. If you press AC off, it turns off the air con, but you can still feel air coming out the vents. So I'll have to explore that a bit more. Push button to start and stop, which is pretty neat, and it seems to auto lock when you walk away from the vehicle, which is pretty cool as well. Leaf doesn't do that, of course. It's keyless entry, etc., but the auto lock doesn't work when you walk away, so that's a nice touch. So you've got an SD card slot there and a USB slot. SD card you can't use in the Leaf. Eco mode on, off. There's a trip computer. I could have reset it there, just noticed that. But there we are. You've got electric door mirrors on this model. Front and back windows, control all those. You can lock them just like the Leaf. Got a glove box. Yeah. The thing I have noticed, that chrome there, you get a reflection on the top. Can I even see it on camera? Won't pick it up. You can you can just see it there. Look. You get a reflection on the windscreen. So if you're thinking of getting one of these, don't get the chrome trim bits, because I had some sun a minute ago and it was pretty much in my line of sight, the angle it was on, the reflection in the windscreen. So yeah, that's a no, definitely would not get that chrome. But it drives really, really nicely. Oh yeah, you can slot the key in there if you wanted to, but I've just got it in my pocket. No, I've got it there. But yeah, liking it so far, really, really liking it. It's narrower. I mean, I can just easily reach across and touch that side. It's narrower than the Leaf. And the seats in the back aren't quite as wide, I don't think. But there are 3 seats in the back. 3 seat belts anyway, put it that way. And as you can see, the dog fits in the back. Just as a smaller boot, it's nowhere near as big a boot, but my boot now is only used for the dog. So I don't really want him in here, so I'm going to take him back, and he's not coming back out in his car again, because I don't want him all haired up. It's not very fair on him, is it? But I had no choice but to take him in this morning and bring him back. But yeah, he fits in there just fine, no problem at all. Do you like it, Bruce? Bruce? Do you like it? Is it good? Good boy. Okay, so what we've got here, we've got park, reverse, neutral and drive, and that's done by pushing that lever in and pulling it back. Put your foot on the brake, pushing the lever in, and then you can pull it back, reverse. And on this model we've got reversing camera, and obviously got the sensors as well to let you know. And when you move the steering wheel, the line moves just like the Leaf. That is the steering wheel there, and then you put it into drive just by pushing this forward or all the way back. That's also written here as well, but I can't see us. It doesn't notify you down here, it only notifies you up here. This is pretty wobbly. I'm not sure if that actually does anything, but it doesn't feel brilliant build quality. Neutral, drive. Right, let's put that back in park. So in terms of that, we've got cups there, small cup, blah blah blah. Bits of space there. Say SD card, auxiliary port, SD card, auxiliary port, USB, charger there. You can put the key in there. I wonder if that charges the key up. Might do. Don't know. Anyway, slots in there if you want to, but you can keep that in your pocket. Not so wide as the Leaf. The door pockets might be able to get a drink in there, possibly. These little bits in there as well. Let's try, shall we? Let's go home. So the things you got on here, you got auxiliary. Now you can listen to music, which I don't want to do. Flow shows you which way the power is going. So at the moment it's doing nothing. It'll go blue when you regen in. And it goes yellow, I think, when you're putting power out. If I put, I'll show you now. If I put it on auto, it'll probably show you what it's doing. So it's telling you you've got your air conditioning on, and that's what it's doing. So turn that automatic order. Okay, let's turn that off. There we go, that should disappear. There we go. So let's go back, and then you've got driving, and it tells you that was my journey, 11.2 miles from Gloucester. You can save that out. Tour, there we go. Yes. And then let's go to menu. So what have we got here? So multimedia. So look at that. Radio. Let's have a look what we got. And then where's the volume? Good question. That isn't volume. Okay, is this volume? No. No. Why isn't that obvious to me? There we go. Just in there. Phil Bailey and Phil Collins. Okay. Whatever. Let's. Okay. Now I need to turn that off. Okay. So just mute it. There we go. Right. Music. Connect with Bluetooth, obviously, SD card and USB, so you've got all those options, quite a varied options there. Pictures, okay, media selection, video. You can plug an SD card in and watch a video, of course, as well on the screen, which is pretty cool. Settings, what's to give us there? Radio settings, sounds, you can just adjust settings within all those. What have we got here? Phone, so there's obviously no phone connected, but phone book, voicemail, call logs, dial number, right, okay, that's all there. Vehicle settings. Electrical vehicle, let's have a look. Energy flow, consumption details, charge schedule. So you've got the schedule just like It recovered 0.7 on that journey. You've got the charger schedule just like on the Leaf, and you can select start always charging. The vehicle will charge when it's connected to a power source, so we can edit that. Let's just turn that off. But yeah, so we can mess around with that. Comfort timer, so obviously we can do the same as a Leaf on that as well. So if you want to de-ice the car in the morning or cool it down because it's boiling hot, then you can set the comfort timers for certain times. So energy flow, we didn't look at that one, did we? Flow, energy flow, so it just shows you the same things on the main menu. Okie dokie. So we looked at that one, onboard computer, and so I can just reset that basically. Driving eco trip, my preferred trips. What happens about that? Okay, so you can just see what you last saved. Eco coaching, trip report. Is that going to show anything? So it's showing nothing there at the moment. Let's go back. Didn't want that vehicle. Done that one. Settings. These are pretty cool, isn't it? So door locking will auto door lock with driving. Reverse, when you put it in reverse, the wiper goes. Turn off dashboard on charge. Show report after trip. All good. So that's that one. System, what have we got here? Language, display, safety warnings, home screen, remove SD card. Brilliant. Okay, that's all good. Like that. Services, what have we got here then? Navigation services, that isn't working. So the navigation, if you go home, you can see it says no maps found. So that hasn't been installed. R-Link. Okay. Press home. Off. Okay. Rightio. So what have we got there? Phone, it says there's no phone connected. Can I click any more of these things? 15 degrees C, no maps found. It's odd, isn't it? Click that, and it says no maps found. I wonder what it would show you. Time, click that. Okay, you just get a nice background. You can turn that off, you get the clock as well, but in a different position. Home, no, turn it back on. Okay, so what have we got here? Notifications, Bluetooth connection lost. R-Link was unable to reconnect to your phone. Okay, what I'll do is I'll connect my phone up and just see if it does load maps through my data signal on my phone, because I don't know if it's just like the Leaf where you has to be set up on the car for you. Let's have a go. Okay, let's have another look here. So I'm going to go here and let's go to settings, I guess, menu, and then let's try phone first of all. Settings, manage devices, I'm guessing. Jamie's phone, Lynn's phone. Let's add a device. So searching. Let's see what we got. Ian's iPhone. Let's have another look. Let's press that. I'm filming on an iPad, so quite heavy and quite difficult to hold. Let's see what it does. Should device ask orange big set request. There we go, and it has. So pair, and then to 1, 2, 3, 4 for us to prevent your. Okay. Updating phone data. Okay, then let's Bluetooth connected. Let's just go home. So no maps found still, but it's displaying now my phone signal and the battery status on my phone, but it's not pulling any map data or anything like that from the phone. So there we go. Let's go to menu, multimedia. Will it show the phone? No. Pictures, will it show? No, so it doesn't show the phone, the Bluetooth connection to show pictures at all from your phone. Let's try this. SD card not loaded. Okay, pressing that makes it SD card. Trying to load an SD card. I wonder why that is. I press and hold it. Okay, I thought that was voice, but it obviously isn't. What does that do? It doesn't appear to do anything. Okay. Right, right, well that's connected. I've connected my phone. Let's just try and dial. So I haven't got. Let's try Siri. Hey Siri. FaceTime Amy Sampson.
Making a FaceTime call to Amy Sampson.
Okay, well that works fine. So there she is. So you got door handles, and you got the button here, door handle on this side, but this is the rear door on here, and you got seats in the back, and then you've got the really hairy boot already, which I need to clean out before I get that. He's not supposed to come with me really, but I had no choice.
I think they might notice that.
They might have to hoover it out when I and there it is. So doors, quite a strange one.
3 seat belts.
3 seat belts, yeah.
Looks really much the same.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice car to drive. Really nice car. No.
It's about the same sort of size, isn't it?
Yeah. Bruce likes it. He's got hair all in it.
Where's the same start?
Yeah, press the start button.
What's that? Gear stick.
Yeah.
It's got a gear stick.
Well, as such, yeah, it's not really, is it?
And it's got a big credit card thing.
Yeah, you keep it in your pocket. You don't need to do anything. Just press the start button. Ah, there's the volume controls there for the thing. Now I've finally seen it.
We've got the little screen.
It's got a screen. Yeah, so it's got loads of different things. You can. That is the gear stick. So there, look, park.
Is it the
neutral.
same really? No,
Yeah, it's the same
gear.
really. Yeah, it's just forward. It's forward and backwards. That's all you got to do with that one. But yeah, I think they've popped the bonnet. Let's have a little look. And that's the bonnet there. Okay, and that's now opened. Very similar to the Leaf. And that's the battery that runs the whole car. Tiny, isn't it? Not really. It's a 12-volt battery for the auxiliaries. But there we go. That's that. Ooh. This is interesting. The energy flow readout has crashed. I am definitely putting power back in. Oh, and it's flickering. You just saw it flicker there. Wow, that's a bit strange, and now it's working again. How odd. Showing regeneration there, but that was completely grey for quite some time. Now it's working again. Interesting. The regeneration is very soft. It's quite difficult to get it to go to its maximum regen. I've got it on Eco, and it does hardly any regeneration at all. It's very soft. I'd like to be able to adjust that, so I don't know if there is a way of doing it, but I can't really see that. No, not sure, but it is soft in comparison to the Leaf. You haven't got the settings, so yeah. Hi, yeah, I'm thinking about charging at the Wharf House restaurant in Gloucester. Just need to check, do I use an application to be able to start a charge there? Because it's the first time I've ever used that one. I don't usually use Rapids. Okay, so I can do it when I get there though, so if I get there I can download the app and then register and then use it. Right, okay. Yeah, okay, I'll do that now before I leave then. So downloading and installing the app, filled in all the details, but you get that error message when you click continue, so I need to ring support and see why that is. Charge your car, this is. Off to the Wharf House to get a charge. Oh, it showed the percentage then. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, it showed 16% battery. I wonder if you can get that display to come up normally. Right. Excellent. Right. So of course, all this hassle shouldn't be happening really, but there we are. I'll put up with it. Now, there's something I feel is quite important to actually say is knowing the things that I do know over the last 3.5, 4 years. You know when someone's not telling you the truth, not as in they're intentionally lying, they just got it completely wrong. Now that is the same with the Renault dealership I've just gone to. Just stuff that's completely wrong. So for instance, a question which is kind of a loaded question, but I wanted to test, is the charge port the same? Yeah, it's the same as a Leaf. You just know, it's not. And I thought, well, maybe it's a new Leaf, maybe they have changed it. Don't think so though, go and check. Have a quick glance across and go, no, it's not the same. There's loads of things like that, and I just do not trust them at all to be able to give me an actual true answer to something. For instance, I was just thinking now, I'm driving along, I wonder if I got another charge port fitted to my wall of my house that was enabling a 7 kilowatt charge, does this version charge at 7 kilowatts with a household charger? Or does it just charge at a rate of much less than that? Is it 3.5, 4, whatever? Is it like a Leaf at 3.5, or is it 7? I know this is the quick charge version for charging faster on a Rapid, supposedly. Looking at their website, even the Renault website itself says, here's the price. Here's the price after government grant, and at the bottom it says all prices exclude government grants. All prices displayed exclude government grants. It's just a terrible job. Still doing a terrible job. So I would like to know that question, but there's no point in asking it. There's just no point in me saying to them, how long will it take to charge? What rate's it charging at? How many kilowatts is it going to charge at if I plug this in at home? And it is quite a reasonable question to ask, because if it's running at 3.3, it's going to be adding like 12 miles for every hour it's charging. If it's running at 7, it's going to be running about 25. It's a huge difference, double the speed. So I need the answer to the question, but also I've got to spend money on a charge port fitted to the thing. So I mean, I suppose you could say, well, just fit the most powerful one you can fit to it, and that's fine. Don't know. But anyway, just pointing out the fact that if you are brand new to this and you haven't been following my blog up until now, because this happens to be entitled Zoe, go and check the previous videos for one, but maybe check the first one I did when I've got my Leaf, because it was a nightmare of a day. And it's kind of the same thing here. You're not going to get correct answers. It's very unlikely you're going to get correct answers to all the questions. But if you're brand new, you probably won't be asking the questions that you might actually need to know the answers to. And they're not going to offer that up because they don't actually know the answers to those questions. 3-pin plug. Have you got a 3-pin plug? Because it was low. Is there such a thing as a 3-pin plug for this vehicle? Yeah, we got one, yeah. Go and get one. No, we haven't got one. Okay. So I don't know if they do one or they don't do one. Is it just they haven't got one or they don't do one? Don't know. Do Renault do one? Don't know. Not a clue. Don't dare ask. They probably say, yeah, we definitely do one. And they just might not. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm off to the wharf house to charge, and I'm going to do some work while I'm waiting there, and we'll just see what it charges at. I'll get the percentage reader. I'll lock the car and come back into it. It briefly, secretly displays you the percentage, and I can't seem to pull that up any other way. So, I'll see if I can get up again, see what the percentage is, and I'll put it on charge, and I'll charge for the hour, and then see what it's at. So an interesting thing is, when you are accelerating, it shows you accelerating, you let go, and it goes blue. So just from the overview of the main menu, you can see your intaking and using power. So it's got a 7 kilowatt system there, if you wanted to plug into there. Let's just go and try that first, and see what we can do with that. See if that's working, and you just plug it in and it works. Let's try that first. Okay, let's turn that off. And then we've got that. We've got no percentage at the moment. If I open the door, I've got no percentage. Let's charge port door open. Let's shut the door. Shut the front door. Right, let's turn that off. So that screen's gone off. Let's open this up. What do we get now? Do we get the percentage come up? So it's booted up. Shows the car, 22 miles, shows your percentage. We've got 11% left, so that's where we are, 11%. Let's just go and try and plug this in. Okay, let's see if this actually works. Let's plug this in. Right, that's gone blue. That's in. Is it charging? Oh, it's locked in. And so we've got a green on there now, not a blue. And that stopped flashing. So that's doing a slow fade in and out, so I presume that's charging. And I can actually hear it. So, plug that in there, and that's completely free, of course. So I could leave it on there, or I could go to that one and try that. I think I should probably try that. So this here, I could charge this up here, so if I was completely stumped now, I could go and try that. But I think what I might do, I'll just run through that, I think I might just go and put it on the rapid and charge it for an hour to get it going. So yeah, well, I'm actually really enjoying this car so far. It's a bit plastic here, not quite the build quality, a little bit narrower and a bit tighter of a car than the Leaf. Oh, still showing percentage there. So time remaining to charge is, I don't know if you can see that, is 12 hours 30 minutes. 12 hours, is that 12 hours? Can that be 12 hours? Let's get in and see what it does here. Can that really be 12 hours? Surely not. Navigation by TomTom. Doesn't work very well though. Turn that on. If I go to flow, does it show me the charge coming in? No. Okay. Vehicle. Settings. Don't think it's going to show me. I don't think it's it's going to show me any of this, is it? Just not showing it. Charging. Let's have a look at consumption details. No. Okay. I think that means 12 hours 30. Surely that doesn't mean. Does it? I don't know. I don't want to ring anyone and ask them because I don't think there's any point. Right, I'm going to assume that's not 12 minutes 30. Can't be 12 minutes 30. It must be 12 hours 30, unless it means it's going to finish at 12:30. But time remaining would say to me that's got to be 12 hours 30. Right? 12:30 is about an hour and a bit away, so it can't be that. So I'll go and plug it into a Rapid. So the good thing with this is, if that Rapid doesn't work, I can still do it. Now, can I just pull this out? No, so that's locked into position. So can I just pull this out? Yes, I can pull that out. That's then stopped. Okay, is that going to release that cable, I wonder? That's a good question. So it's not releasing the cable, so it's not clicking at me. Let's just unlock the car and let's just press this port again. Alright, okay. Gonna keep the car door open. Hey, and that comes out. It's probably because the car was locked, was it? It locks it in place when the car's locked. Just imagine. Anyway, I'm gonna go around and I'm just gonna put this cable up, lob it in the back, and go and try the Rapid now. Also worth noting, if you put it into reverse, you get the sensors, the parking sensors coming. You haven't got that on the Leaf, so it gives you obviously audible notification whether you're going to hit something. Camera's not the best quality, very pixelated, and it's actually quite bright now. So anyway, here we are. Let's put that in park. Let's try this out. Might have to film it on the iPad because I've got to use the app to get this started. Okay, so at the Wharf House, I want to use the combined, so I say start charge, checking socket is available. Before you charge, make sure you follow the pre-charge instructions before you confirm that you'd like to begin charging. When you're ready to activate the charge point, confirm your session below. Make sure you follow the pre-charge instructions. Okay, let's have a little wander around. I don't think there's a screen on this, is there? Oh, there is. Okay, it's there, 450. Type your card. I haven't got a card and card reader, so let's press a button. No buttons. Okay. There is a charging use limit 1 hour. If the EV has not been unplugged after an hour, a £5 penalty will be charged for every hour the EV is still connected. Right. Okay. Okay. Right, she was saying on the phone that I should plug it in first. No, start it first, then plug it in. But that's just saying follow the instructions, so there are no instructions. So I've got to assume. Okay, right, that looks like that one, which is possibly this one, isn't it? No, that's not that one. Must be this one then. Okay, let's try that. Let's put that in there. Okay, back to the app. Let's just say begin charge and see what happens. Got to bring it over to the screen. So we are there. Begin charge, starting charge. This may take a moment. Oh wow, and you can see I've only just got a data. I've only just, then plugged the cable in. Okay, so I've plugged it in. Maybe I should have plugged it in first, like she said. Okay. The charge session started. Follow the instructions. Okay, let me unplug it. Oh no, it's actually flashing at me. Okay. Okay. To start charging, tap on the screen to activate menu. In item, select your charge session time, press end. Okay. Let's just cancel that then. So I'll cancel that. That's now gone back to the beginning. That's still flashing at me. You wouldn't think I'd be doing this for 3.5 years, would you? Right, that's gone back to normal. That's just flashing at me. That's locked into position. Can't do anything about that. Let's unlock the car again, maybe. Nope, that's jammed in there. Okay, nothing happened there. Right, we might be stuffed here. Let's have a little look. If I press this. Okay, let's just shut the car. Actually, I don't want to shut the car because it locks itself and then seems to lock the cable in. And that cable's now released. Right, let's try it again. Right, okay. Let's go to that. Check the socket's still available. This might take a minute. Okay. Right, so I'm going to say begin charging, starting charging. This may take a moment. Then it says to start charging, press the activity menu, plug in the cable. So that is not, there is no activity menu here that I can see. So I'll take this cable and I'll plug it in. Right, there's that, that's plugged in. It's now flashing at me. I've got earwigs walking all over my phone, coming off the charger. Okay. And it says plug in the cable, which I've done now. Done it that way around. Select your charge session item and then press end charging. To end the charge, oh, tap on the screen activity menu. Okay. Well, this is just flashing at me, so I'm not, I don't know. Does that mean it's charging, I wonder? Plug the cable, done that. That's plugged in. That's all good. I think this, I don't use this app now. Your charge session started. Follow the instructions above to connect your vehicle. The ones above are talking about ending it, not starting it. To see the status of your session, tap on the activity menu item and select your charge session item. Do I go back? Oh no, I've gone back and it's just taken me completely away from it. Nearby points, the Wharf House. Let's check live status. And that has just gone back to that. I don't know what? Okay. Nothing's happening. Charge point is still available. Okay. Alright, so start charge. Is it because I've done that? Is it because I'm pressing combined charging system, I wonder? Okay, let's disconnect this again. That's locked into place. Let's forget that. Begin charging. Starting charge. This may take a moment. Tap your card reader. No, I haven't got a card reader. Plug in the cable and press start. Okay, that's working. It's all my fault. So that's now stopped flashing. That was me being a complete idiot and not knowing what type of cable it was. Just assuming it was the one above. If I scroll down a little bit, I can see the rest of the cable. So that now is charging. I can hear it. It hasn't counted the time. Do I press continue? I think I continue in here. I think. Time, energy. Let's go and check the dashboard and make sure that the 12% time remaining 2 hours and 25 minutes. It's 12%. So if I was going to wait here and see if I can see that go up. If I can see that go up. 13%. Right, okay, so that's definitely charging. So this car is going to charge to full to 100% in 2 hours and wow, 25 minutes. Okay. Right, well that's not the fastest charge rate, is it, ever? Okay. Sorry, I'm just a little bit confused. I thought the fast charging version of the Renault, I was told yesterday, is just over an hour. From 0, possibly 0 to 80 was, perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps it's a tail end. After 80%, it'll get up to it'll be up to 80% in an hour and a bit. Don't know. Going by what I've been told, which is probably a bad thing. Okay, I've made the monumental mistake of trying to use the USB port to charge my mobile phone whilst the car was charging, and I've pressed my foot on the brake and pressed the on button, and what that's done is just terminated the charge as far as I can see. So now it's not charging because the USB wasn't working just as standard, so I had to turn the car on. I turned it on without pressing the brake and it went ba-doom, started charging, just disappeared straight away. My phone started charging and stopped charging immediately. So I pressed the brake to turn it on, and now I got a thing saying you need to unplug it to start it. But now the noise went immediately. Lights on, but that's now stopped. So I'll have to ring him because I'm going to get charged. What is it? Every time I reconnect, I might have already been charged £3 or £4 to reconnect several times. So let me do all that again and get it restarted. Okay, so I've tried to restart it. I can't. Charge port is still available. Live status. So I've just tried that. So let's start charge. It goes to there. Make sure you follow the begin charging. Let's do what we did last time. And it comes back and says rejected. Rejected. What does that mean? Right, there's nothing on here and these buttons do nothing. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to ring him now. I don't know why that's not working. Okay, let's give him a call. Hopefully my phone battery will last.
Welcome to Charge Your Car. Good afternoon, Charge Your Car.
Hi, yeah, I'm currently at your charge point in the Wharf House, Gloucester. I've initiated a charge, and then it didn't do it properly, and I initiated another charge, and then I got in my car, it charged about 2 or 3%, and then I wanted to turn the car on to charge my phone up, and then it killed the charge, and now when I try and redo it again, it says rejected when I try and start the charge.
Oh, right, okay. Which connector?
It's for a Zoe.
Just going to try and restart the charge for you.
Should I put the cable back in or not?
There we go, yeah, it should be inviting you to plug back in again now.
So should I go and plug it in now?
That's it, yeah, give that a go now.
Okay, plug it in. Bear with me a second, let me just get out the car. Okay, I can see the screen's come back up. So yeah, it looks like it's charging again now.
Okay.
Can you just check my account, because I've been a numpty and I've done it about 3 or 4 times now. Have I got charged over and over again for a connection fee, or is it just the one?
Yeah, it might show one session, but once it generates the add to your account, see if we can just clear that one.
Okay, so you'll keep an eye on it for me and you'll just cancel that off and then...
That's it, yeah,
We'll
we'll
go from
just
there.
have it as just the one session.
Okay, right, thanks for your help anyway.
That's all right, no
Cheers,
problem.
thanks then, bye bye.
Okay, cheers, bye.
Well, okay, that's that sorted. Don't charge your phone on it, otherwise you're in trouble. It's now on 16%. 2 hours 20 remaining. So I'm going to go and have a cup of tea or something in the Wharf House, I think, and then go from there. There she is. I'll leave you for a while. Don't boot out, because I need that charge. Right, and this is the Wharf House, where I am going to have a nice cup of tea. Quite noisy, a lot of maintenance going on. So this is Amy giving it a go. She's trying it out, driving it. Well, I've come back from work and we've just done a big circuit. Now she's got in it and it's still saying 82 miles. We're going up the Killer Hill. So it gives you bags of confidence to actually go a good distance without worrying about it, which is quite nice, to be fair. Having experienced electric cars for 3.5 years, just over it, I just better jump in a car that says you can do 160 miles, 180 miles, which I haven't experienced because I haven't been able to charge it up fully, which is a bit of a shame. So this is like they've kind of ruined the test to see how far this will go, because obviously I got it on 30% and only could charge it back up to 63%. So it is what it is. Not my fault. I got no method of charging it up because I got no local 7 kilowatt post to leave it overnight or anything like that. So it is what it is. So what do you think of it, Amy, so far?
I like it. It's very nice. It's very smooth, easy to drive. The gear stick's not complicated. So presumably you couldn't charge this in our usual free charge points.
Do you mean the one at home?
Nissan.
Nissan? No, because they've only got CHAdeMO. Well, the one in Gloucester's only got CHAdeMO.
And what about the ones at Tesco, Asda's?
Asda, you can charge at Asda because you've got a cable in the back, which is there. We got the 2 kids in, and they're fitted in there. I can't see if I'm filming or not, but there we are. Yeah, they're in here, so they fit in fine. We got a space for a middle one. It'd be a bit cramped in there with the seats. There goes Colin. So yeah. So well, it's doable. It's a tiny little bit narrower, but yeah.
Be nice and pink.
Nice and pink. No, it wouldn't.
Purple.
No. Right.
Silver glitter.
Right. So the morning. Haven't been able to charge overnight. I've only got 59 miles left. You jump in there. See if you can press the button on the door handle. Will it work from there with me stood here? No, the button on the door handle. That's it. Does that do anything? No, so it's like the Leaf. You do need to be... Don't touch it a minute, Joel. So if I unlock it, look, and I walk away from it, locks. How good's that? I like that feature. And then you jump in then, mister. Right. Off to work and then hand her back. And unfortunately, as I say, yesterday, haven't been able to do the range test for you guys. But that's an interesting one. You see, it locks all the time. It does worry me a little bit. Presume it doesn't do it with the keys in it. Yeah, so I haven't been able to do the range test. If it 100% when I got it, I would have been able to do it. But because I got no way of charging it at home, it's not like I could even set out today and do the range test for you. 100% electric, but not 100% charged. Okay, let's unlock it. Let's see what this says. In terms of percentage, it can't be a lot now. 40%, I reckon. Let's have a look. Oh, 31%, so less than when I had it. That's more or less what I got it on, wasn't it? How bad is that? Right, so foot on the brake. Boot him up. Or her, because it's a Zoe. Same message as the Leaf at the press done. Right, okie dokie. So I haven't got a lot on this, so I just need to be quite... I don't want to be paying for another rapid charge. They say that they would cover the cost. And yesterday, 2 lots of £4.50 is what I got charged, because I booted it out 2 minutes into the charge by turning the car on, which the Leaf, as I say, you can turn on. The Zoe just booted me out. So £9 yesterday that charge cost me. I did, when I rung them, I did ask if they could take that off my account. He said he'd keep an eye on it, so I'll have to keep an eye on it to make sure that they do credit it back. But yeah, we'll see. That wasn't a very successful thing, but I was being a right noob to that. But obviously, with the Leaf, I'm always charging from home, and the Leaf only does 85 to 95 miles. Whereas with this, I'll always charge from home as well, but I'll be able to do 150 at least miles. It'll do 150, no problem at all. You know, I've done, what's my mileage now? It's 3, let's show you now actually. That is the mileage I've done so far. I need to compare that now with what I've done, but I won't bother comparing it. I'll compare it when I actually finally drop it off, see what the final mileage is. But it's been a very enjoyable drive. It's a really nice little car, I have to say. And it probably will be my next one. There's a lot of people, you know, waiting for the Model 3 to come out, saying that'll be the affordable electric car. But it's already here. It's here in this Zoe. It's an affordable electric car with a really, really good range, good solid range. I mean, I've survived for 4 years on 85 to 95 miles, and so have many other people. And the people have been surviving that length of time on the first generation Leaf, which does even less. And this comes along and be able to get in the car and it displays, oh, you got 120 miles left when it's at 60% charge. Like, wow, it's a breath of fresh air. It's here in this car. We've tried it with the kids in the back. I'm obviously used to driving the bigger Leaf, and it is, for us as a family, it is no problem at all. Obviously, it's not enough seats for all of us because there's 6 of us in total. But that's the same with the Leaf. It's no different. But it's just that level of comfort in terms of being able to go up and say, yeah, I can do 150, 160, 170 miles. The quick charge version will charge a lot quicker, and I'm going to put a link below because I found a handy little slider graph thing on the Renault site after searching for ages to try and find it. In fact, I went away from the Renault site, searched Google for charge times the whatever it is, the R90 versus the Q90, and it came up with this, and it's on the Renault site, and it's really, really handy. You just flip between the models and see the differences. And the quick charge, actually, the range is less, it says, on the quick charge. Total range you can travel on a full charge is less, about 20 miles, compared to the slower charge version. Don't know why that is. Comment below. Is it because of the extra weight, or is there something else weird going on? So, yeah, I mean, in terms of the build, it is a bit like a van. It has to be said, quite tinny. The drive's okay. When you're driving along, it's fine. When you slam a door, it does sound like a van door. It really does. But for my personal preference, the plastic is kind of the better, because I've got a dog and kids, so the Leaf's fabric etc is getting nicely mashed. Survived remarkably well. But yeah, I mean, this next car, of course, why I'm thinking it over a lot is because I will purchase it and keep it hopefully for a long time. Which might not happen because I'm a bit gadget crazy, but I thought I would have it for an equal length of time, at least 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Right, okay, it's a lot to think about, and I think actually what I might do is buy a used one. There's a Q90 now, so the quick charge version, on there for 15,000. But I've written to the company selling it because it doesn't mention the fact that whether it's battery owned or not. So it probably isn't battery owned, and it's probably 15,000. But you have to pay. Ooh, dropping the camera now. 15,000, but probably have to pay £59 a month if you do 5,000 miles or something stupid like that. So I'm not doing that. I want to own the battery. But I'll find out. If it's 15,000 with battery owned, then that's approximately 10 grand off the new price, and it's only done 800 miles. So something like that would be right up my street. So struggling with buying new versus used. I think I'll probably go with used, because that way there will be ones available come my lease time. So yeah, I might actually. I was worried about not being able to get it in time, so it'll take 3 months to build them and get them out, which seems a long time. But anyway, I could just buy used. Within the week mine expires, couldn't I, if I really wanted to, as long as I got lucky and there's one available. So anyway, yeah, the USB is a bit on and off charging my iPhone 6s Plus. I'm not sure why that is. So I'd have to plug something into the 12 volt thing, but it sort of charges and then doesn't, and the power starts going down. So I'm not sure what that's all about. And to clear up, I'm not sure I have cleared up, actually that USB port is live when you're plugged into a charge and just sat here in the car without turning it on at all. It is actually live. It's just that it doesn't seem to charge this phone properly, which is what threw me. Maybe a smaller phone, it just works fine. So I'm not sure what the output is. I presume it's just 5 volt like normal. But how many amps, I wonder. Anyway, there's that. We've got to take it back now. And I've had to hoover out the boot this morning for about 20 minutes to get it all like pristine. I'm not handing it back dirty, so all good. Okay, and here we are back into the Leaf pickup point, i.e. Renault. Now for the old sales pitch, etc, etc. We're back in. There's my Leaf there. Okay, the dust has settled, so that was yesterday. I took the car back, and my impressions of it overall very, very good. I had a long chat with the guys at Renault, and yeah, that worked out okay as well. So a long chat. They knew their shortcomings and the fact that they're not clued up enough on EVs, and they're really going to try and push hard to look into it, so they say. So that's promising. They like the idea of having the staff use it for a week. There's obviously some legal implications and stuff about staff taking cars home and things like that, but they're going to try and do that. And apparently next year they're rolling out an idea of using the Zoe as their courtesy car. So this electric car is going to touch more people that wouldn't normally take it, because as a courtesy car they can give it to them. So there was that. So they were accepting of the things they didn't understand, and you know, apologised for things that they got wrong and the fact that it should have been charged up and all that sort of thing. So that was quite good. There was no arrogance there. Very keen to listen, which is good, and take things on board. And subsequently, as of 10 minutes ago, I have ordered a Renault Zoe Q90. I'll own the battery. I basically ordered the dynamic or whatever you want to call it. I've ordered that on the quick charge version. And it's an I. It's called an I because it's the battery owned. It's called an I, and not the battery rental. And the deal I got for that, so the list price, let me just spin the camera around. So on the website, you've got from 18,000. Now that is actually battery rental version. I wonder if I can actually find you the cost. I find, and I think a lot of other people do as well, find actually comparing the pricing, etc., is quite difficult sometimes. Right, here we go. So that is there. That's the battery. Look, so you pay. That doesn't seem to be there anymore. Did say with battery. Anyway, that's if you own the battery. 23,700 £770. That's if you lease the battery with its lowest battery plan, which I think is £69 or £59 a month if you do 5,000 miles or less. And the unlimited one is £129 a month. So if you did 12,000 or more. Okay, phone rang and it cut me off. But this is the model I'm getting. This is the battery rental one. This is battery owned. And of course, it doesn't come in blue like that for this price. I've gone for white, just the standard glacier white, I think it's called, something like that. But I've got it for £16,000 all in. So, yeah, I feel that's an absolute stonking deal. It's a brand new car, £16,000, and that's at the Renault dealer in Gloucester. The guy I've been speaking to is Ben Powell, and if you want to go and get that deal, give him a call. Say Ian Sampson referred you across, and let him know I sent you across, and job done. I get 50 quid for a referral, hey? So, you know, I could be a rich man. Yeah, so I just thought that was an amazing deal. That car, and I paid £250 extra to have the reversing camera. So that puts it, everything I need in that car is now there. Now, let's cover another thing. I've decided to go for this car because it's best suited for my specific needs. So I've got a dog which needs to go in the boot, takes up the boot the whole time. Nothing else goes in the boot anymore because it's full of hair and full of dog. So you can't put anything in there. 99% of the time, can't put anything else in there. So it's all dog, but the leaf boot, massive. The amount of space you can fit stuff into that leaf, it's just unbelievable. But I don't need it as much anymore. I don't go and collect the boxes like I used to. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of things I don't do with that leaf now that I just don't need that extra space and haven't for over a year. So the smaller boot isn't a problem for me. People have been suggesting BMW i3. Now, there's two issues with that. Love the car. I think it's absolutely brilliant. If it's a 5-seater, I'd probably entertain it. But it's not. It's a 4-seater. So that's useless for me. Completely useless. So I couldn't take all the kids out. The other problem is the back doors don't open unless you open the front doors, which is a bit nuts, to be fair. It's a quirky thing I suppose you've got to have because it's an electric car. You've got to do something completely crazy like that. But having 4 seats and combining that becomes a problem. Second thing is I don't think you can get a BMW i3 Rex, which would then put it in the same range as the Zoe. I don't think you can get that for £16,000. I've got a suspicion you won't be able to. So, I haven't gone for that. Haven't gone for another Leaf. And you got the Hyundai. Just don't fancy any of those. Really don't. The Zoe, I've drove that around. I forgot to put the mileage in the mile, didn't I? But I drove over 100 miles, I think, in it. And that's I knew straight away. After driving the Leaf for almost 4 years now, just know that Zoe is spot on for me. The fact it's smaller, so it's slightly narrower. All those things don't affect me. You know, it's an educated purchase based exactly on my specific needs. Now there are people out there where the i3 would be a perfect car, and if we had three kids, I'd probably buy the i3. I've considered Teslas. I've still got a pre-order down for the Tesla. Anyone want to buy my pre-order off me? If you do, give me a comment or a message. And you can pay a little bit more for it. It was placed, I think it was 3 days after, I think. 2 days after it was announced. It was pretty high up the queue. But anyway, if I don't hear from anyone, I'm just going to get that cancelled and refund it back to me. I was thinking about getting a second-hand Model S. There's actually a Model S behind me. But I can't justify it. I cannot justify that. It's just, you're talking 16 grand, or if I put 30 grand down, which I haven't got, £30,000 down, I haven't got 16 grand, 30 grand down for a Tesla, then I'd still be paying another 20 or 30,000 pounds on top. So yeah, that's just completely crazy, and it's massive, and it would get wrecked. It'd be a really expensive car that got wrecked immediately with the dog and stuff, you know. So yeah, that is where I am. I have gone for a ZE40 Q90, the quick charge, with a reversing camera fitted. And so it's the middle. It's a bit like the Essential of the Leaf. It's the middle model, except from it doesn't come as standard with a reversing camera, which I've asked for. So we will see. This will be the start, and I will obviously also blog it. And this will be the start again, so as soon as that arrives, it's going to be a blog about the Zoe. So exciting time. So I've literally confirmed the order today. The wait time is 3 months. So it could be here in January, which is obviously when my lease expires. So I'd want it in January. It may arrive December sometime. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. That would be awesome. And as I say, if you go to the Renault dealer in Gloucester, I think it's on Bristol Road, I think. Then Ben there, ask for him and say Ian sent you, and then see if you want to get the same deal if you're in a position of purchasing one now. That's with standard paints, the standard white paint. It's all basically standard apart from a camera, and it's the dynamic, the I version, so no battery rental, not doing that. And it turns out my rental for my Leaf is about £250 a month. The amounts of payments spent, so it's £12,000. There was £1,500 up front, I think, from memory, so that comes to 13,500. There will be an excess mileage charge of around about 600 quid. And so that's what it's cost me over 4 years, just over £14,000. So I'm going to pay for this and actually own the car at the end, and it's a couple of grand more. But of course I'll be able to sell it after 4 years, and probably with an estimated value of about £4,000, maybe more, maybe £5,000. So I should be better off. Hoping to keep it longer if it's suitable, but obviously being a bit gadget mad, there might be something else that comes out that's absolutely awesome and I sell it after 2 years. Don't know, but it will be mine to sell if I so choose. Right, that's enough now. That's the end of the episode.